Hello and welcome to India Today SoSouth. I'm Gautam Shankar. Now, Prajwal Revanna, who is facing allegations of sexual harassment, has now been suspended by the JDS. The Hassan incumbent MP has now come under fire after thousands of pen drives containing purported sex tapes were circulated in the constituency. But how badly has his act damaged the party and the alliance with the BJP? More importantly, what kind of an impact will it have on Deve Gowda, who built the party from scratch? Now, remember that Deve Gowda's party, JDS, is actually battling and struggling for survival in the state. For years, much of Deve Gowda's efforts have now gone into building the career of his political heir and his son, H.D. Kumaraswamy. Now, H.D. Deve Gowda has been active in politics for over 6 decades, and at 91, the country's former prime minister is still going strong. But will this be too much of a heartbreak for Deve Gowda? Remember, this is not the first time that Deve Gowda has had to suffer a heartbreak over his family in his political life. Back in 2007, his son H.D. Kumaraswamy had infamously opposed him and allied with the BJP to form alliance in 2006 with B.S. Yediyurappa then. Back then, Deve Gowda had claimed that he had to suffer from depression over his son's betrayal, is what he had said. Now, we will discuss in depth about all of those topics. To discuss the current fiasco that the JDS is facing, I'm now joined in by senior political commentator Ramakrishna Upadhya and also our Karnataka correspondent Sagay. Thank you for joining us on this discussion today. Now, first off, Upadhya, what I'd like to know from you is, remember that H.D. Deve Gowda had actually started his campaign from Hassan. He was the first to announce that Prajwal Revanna will contest from Hassan Lok Sabha seat even before the seat sharing talks had begun with the BJP. Now he is faced with the decision of having to suspend or even expel his grandson. In your view, how much damage has these obscene video scandal? What kind of an impact will it have on the JDS first family?
Gautam, this has been a very dramatic last few days in Karnataka politics, and I don't think we have seen anything of this scale. Of course, there have been some sex scandals or the other, but not of this scale, because obviously, now the social media is there, and you have multiple channels, and so it comes everywhere. Uh, you know, let's just look at the days when the BJP and JDS announced their alliance. It was JDS which wanted specifically Hassan and Mandya and one more, so which is what finally came to Kola. So Hassan, there was some talk as to whether Prajwal should be given or not, though he was a sitting candidate, and one presumed that the problem was because of his disqualification. You see, you remember that his first term uh, had problems because within 1 year of his election, there was an election petition filed in the Karnataka High Court, about the statement he had given to the Election Commission that he had
Yes.
not mentioned all properties that he owned, and this was brought in by A. Manju, who was the BJP candidate. So after about 4 years of trial, he was found guilty. In fact, the High Court held him guilty and was disqualified. Of course, the case went up to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court stayed that the verdict and then reverted it to the High Court. So
Yes.
that is where the case stands now. So that was one of the issues on which there was some hesitation whether he should be given ticket once again or not. I think there was some rumors here and there that there was some issues about his personal life as well, but nobody knew what it was. And
Yeah.
having now in hindsight, we come to know that the BJP leaders had advised Mr. Devagowda that he should find somebody else to contest from Hassan, and but
Hmm.
the old man insisted, no, it is Prajwal's constituency, and we will put him up. So that is how I think Prajwal came to be the candidate. And of course, the elections were held on the 26th. And, these so called sex videos, I think, came into the open about 2, 3 days before the elections. It came out in one of the channels, Kannada channels, and they were repeatedly showing it and then discussing it. But many of the other, I think, medias ignored it. I think because of some
Yes.
the court injunction that was there. So that was the reason why nobody showed it. And then finally, it all exploded on Sunday. On Sunday, when the Prime Minister was also in Karnataka, he was addressing 4 public meetings in the northern part of Karnataka, where the elections are going to be held on May 7th. And then on Monday, all hell broke loose. So we have seen what has been happening. And, I'm perplexed that there have been talks about thousands of videos. Is it ever possible to produce thousands of videos of one single man? Okay, even if it is not thousands, and some people are saying, no, there are some 400, 500 videos. Okay, 400, 500 videos of one single man. So I really don't know what these videos are and whether it all belongs to Prajwal Revanna. Are they all related to him? Is it all about his sexual escapades? We don't know that. Because, see, I've been trying to get hold of it. As a journalist, I'm curious to know what exactly these videos are and what do they really contain. And I also want to have a critical view of it. Whether Revanna is, Prajwal Revanna is shown in those videos. Whether there are explicit visuals in those. So I asked one of the close associates of Shiv-Kumar to send me, and he did send last night 4 or 5 videos. And then I found that there was only one photograph in which Revanna is seen with a mobile in his hand, and there is a lady in front of him. And there are 3, 4 other sexually explicit videos. And we can't see who the person is. Okay.
Yes.
So then I called him back and asked him, look, I saw Prajwal Revanna's photograph, only one. How many videos did you see? You sent me 4. How many? He said, oh, look, I looked at about 10. I said, okay, you looked at about 10. In how many of them is Prajwal Revanna there? He said, maybe, I heard his voice in 2 or 3 videos. 2 or 3 videos I saw it. And only in one I could see him. So this was his explanation about the 500 videos he claimed. See, this is the background I'm giving to you. Why?
Right.
Because the talk about thousands of videos being present and how many of them belong to Prajwal Revanna. These are days when you can manufacture anything. So I'm a little bit cynical.
I will get back to you, Ramakrishna Upadhya, on this. Right now, I want to take the same question forward to Sagay Raj. Now, remember, Sagay has been covering the issue from Hassan, where Prajwal Revanna is contesting the elections this time. So, what is your view? You heard Ramakrishna Upadhya speak over there, and the first circulation of these videos happened in Hassan, and that is where the whole episode blew up. So, what is your assessment of the ground situation over there? Is this having an impact on Prajwal Revanna? And basically, the elections is over, so the voters will not really have a say. But what were the kind of videos that were circulated? That is the question that Upadhya wants to know about.
The videos are obscene and expletive, as Ramakrishna Upadhya sir was telling about the entire episode. And if you notice, let me clear the doubts of him, saying that how can you even establish it belongs to Prajwal Revanna? One, the FIR which has been registered, a 47-year-old victim have registered an FIR stating that she has seen the video, and in one of the videos is a servant who was working at Prajwal Revanna's residence, and she claimed that like how she was subject to sexual assault or sexual abuse by a father and son duo. Similarly, even she was being sexually exploited by both father and son duo. And she has mentioned in her complaint stating that whenever Bhavani Revanna leaves the house, Prajwal Revanna exploits the servants there. And one of the servants was in the video, and everybody in Holenasipura is quite aware that she works in Prajwal Revanna's house, and the house and the bed, everything belongs to Prajwal Revanna. See, everything is subject to investigation. These are just allegations which been put forth by the complainant, and the people whoever is staying in Holenasipura claim that they are habitual offenders, but nobody had the coverage. courage to come forward and raise this issue. And you know quite well about Hassan. It is a Republic of Revanna, where the entire district has been under control of JDS and Revanna family. And there are a few incidents which has been reported even in past. I have reported in 2010 and 11 where the cases of caste abuse done by Revanna, but nothing had came out in public because he had control over the district, he had control over the officers and everybody. Even in this particular incident, he took a gag order in 2023. He was quite aware that all the videos and pen drives which he had, it was been lost and it was in possession of his driver, Karthik Gowda. So what they have done is Karthik Gowda had a land. So what we get to learn from him is that the land belongs to him. But what we get to learn from the people from Hassan is it was a Binami land which was registered under Karthik's name. But later on, when they asked him to return that land, he refused to do that. But these are subject to investigation again. These are the reports which are doing rounds. So when he refused to give, they had assaulted him and his wife. Thereafter, he had the pen drive with him and he went and met Deve Gowda and handed over to him when all this issue raked up. So Deve Gowda has seen all those 2,986 videos of him, and he claims that these videos are been recorded by Prajwal Revanna. Yes, there are few screenshots where you get to see just a forehead of Prajwal Revanna, allegedly Prajwal Revanna. They cannot even still confirm because these are subject to investigation. So there are claims. So if you see the entire story of it, Hassan, it seems like an old Kannada movie where you have Zamindar and Zamindar's son exploit their servant sexually for their sexual satisfaction and sexual needs. They keep that's how the entire episode unfolds in Hassan, where people are scared to talk about it. Even if I go and ask who is a complainant, nobody is even bothered to give details. Everybody is afraid to talk about it. None of his friends, none of his relatives, neighbors are willing to come on camera. I just came here and I'm just leaving without getting any kind of reaction from anybody. That's how it has been completely controlled. And even the people who are subject to investigation, whether it is victims, whether it is complainants or anybody else, everybody has gone underground. Nobody is available here in Hassan. Whether they are in Bengaluru or some other place, their mobile number is not reachable. So we don't know. We know what is happening with this particular case. And the victims are at SIT. So there are questions which have been raised by SIT seriously with all these victims because they got the video footage, they have analyzed. There are Jilla Panchayat leaders, there are government officials, there is a sub-inspector, there is a lady who works in the electricity board. So they are quite familiar faces in Hassan and neighboring area of this particular district. So they are quite familiar faces. So it was easy for even police to recognize them and summon them. And what we also get to learn is 3 of them even try to commit suicide. Understand the kind of agony that these people might be going through because the videos have been circulated. Their family, their relatives, somebody would have got access to this particular video and probably for something, maybe anything. It is between a agreement between a man and a woman. How can he even take the video and keep it with him? He wasn't aware that what that family will go through just because of one woman. The entire family had to go through all this kind of humiliation in the society. So this is quite shocking. Imagine just we are talking about 2,000 videos, might be a multiple videos of the same person. Whatever I have seen, there are multiple photographs of the same person. And I pray to God that it should be lesser than what we are imagining about the numbers. And imagine what kind of a thing that the family might go through because of one woman. There are most of the women who are married women might have got compromised for something or the other. These are subject to investigation. Police are questioning them and trying to understand whether he threatened them, blackmailed them, he tried to lure them. So once they give a statement saying that it was consensual or it was a rape, that's when the serious of this particular case will come out. Because if it is consensual, probably you might get away with less charges. If it is a rape, one video of his maid where she is reluctant and he pulls her up and try to undress her. That shows that he was literally trying to rape that woman. So if these kind of video surfaces and if the charges are proved, definitely it is going to be a big humiliation for Deve Gowda family.
Right, Sagay,
Absolutely.
it could be potentially be a big humiliation, but Hassan continues to remain. The name that it has is the Republic of JDS for a reason, because that is the kind of clout the Revanna family and the Deve Gowda family has built up over there. Now, interestingly, I want to just bring your attention to what S.T. Revanna said yesterday. He said these videos are 4 to 5 years old. Now, Kumaraswamy today speaking in Hubli also spoke about this, saying that there was a maid who was there from 2012, and then she was there for 5 years, and now for 5 years she's not there anymore. So, but in this, in no way justifies or they are not saying that these allegations are untrue, and just the mere fact that they have had to take the call in the JDS core committee to suspend Prajwal Revanna speaks volumes of what the incident could be. Now, also, I want to speak to you, Ramakrishna Upadhya, on how the Gaudas stick together. Now, the joke is that basically the JDS or the JDS first family could expel its MLAs and leaders and anyone who are demanding expulsion, but they will not go against Revanna or his son. But they will have to change their stance on this occasion, won't they?
Well, Gautam, first of all, from what Sagay said, it's really horrifying what has happened. I mean, from my initial comments, if it appeared that I was trying to find excuses for what Prajwal Revanna said, no, I'm not really giving excuse. I'm only questioning the number. But I think it is very clear that there have been some incidents, and Prajwal Revanna has to undergo the investigation, because from what it appears is that he is a serial offender. That is the allegation which strongly comes out. There's no question about that. And the fact that Revanna, his father himself, says, "Oh, they're 4 or 5 years old." He's not denying it. He's just
Hmm.
saying that it has been happening or it has happened. So that being the case, an investigation is very much required. And as Sagai was saying, if lots of women have been involved, I think this will be a very massive investigation, which will probably go on for months together. As far as the political fallout is concerned, well, I think what Kumaraswamy has done today, I would say, is the right step, because you cannot straight away expel him from the party. First of all, it's the allegations which have come out, and the investigation has to begin. The investigation has to be held, and then the proof has to be established, and then you have to call the victims, and then the processes have to be gone through. So the first reactions of Kumaraswamy is that I think he's telling that, look, whoever has committed mistakes will have to face the law. So he's being very straightforward that way. But I would expect Mr. Deve Gowda also to be frank and say that, look, if Prajwal Revanna has been caught doing this, probably he may not have been aware. I mean, being an old man, he may not have been. So he should have also come out and say, look, if my grandson is involved in this, then this action should be taken. So I would expect that. And of course, even Revanna should have said that. So Revanna is trying to be smart, saying that this is 5-6 years old. That is not an issue. The issue is that of
Exactly.
sexual harassment, and this is a very serious offense. And as Sagai was mentioning, one of the videos I saw, I could see that the woman was being forced upon, and it's not that she was enjoying it or whatever. So that being the case, we need to make sure that this investigation goes on, and then the guilty, apart from Prajwal, if there is anybody else, should be punished. Also, I think it should be, there are questions and questions. How come there were so many videos? I don't know. Maybe Sagai being there should be able to answer that. Who made these videos? How did so many of them remain? I mean, who has got the patience to keep so many videos and then, distribute it? I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I don't know. The number.
To be frank, anybody who is a psychopath or a pervert can go ahead and do these many videos, because if 2,000 videos, whatever I have seen, I could make out that these are self-made videos, and he's so obsessed about himself and making out with women. So he has recorded every single video. Probably it might be pride for him, but now it has all gone wrong for him. So probably if it is proved guilty, probably his political career might end, because nobody is going to vote for him in the days to come, if at all if been convicted in this particular case. So these are subject to investigation.
Sagay, he'll be in jail for a number of years if he's punished.
No, absolutely.
Let's see, sir. Let's see if they might find a loophole legally and might get away. We have seen in the past how many cases like this, how many years they have spent in prison. And you might see the Murgashi Mud case. It was a POCSO case. There were evidences, there were statements given by them in front of judge, but still he got a bail. Yesterday he was sent behind the bars again, but still he got a bail. So our legal system, we cannot talk about it. Yes, there are loopholes that they might get away, because as you said that his face is not clear. This is more than enough for him to get away. But everybody knows who is the person involved in this, who is the person has sexually assaulted, abused, and misused all those people in this particular video. Probably once they give the statement, we will get to know. See, as I told you earlier, few videos seem to be quite compromising, quite consensual. But when it comes to few videos where he's forcing the women, forcing the maids, whether it is Prajwal Revanna or someone else, whoever it may be, they should be severely punished for this kind of crime.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
On those lines, I just want to ask about the reaction coming in from the JDS leaders and MLAs on the need to expel Prajwal Revanna. So far, it does seem like the BJP is being a lot more, pragmatic in their manner of speaking. They are defending Prajwal Revanna, at least to say that let the allegations come true. But here we hear that at least 10 of the JDS MLAs are opposed, and they want him to be expelled. So, how big a blow will this be for the JDS first family if these allegations do prove to be true? Can they continue to reign instead, given the kind of hold that they have on JDS? Will all of that take a beating as well, Ramakrishna Upadhya?
I don't think JDS can get away just by suspending him. This seems to be very huge, and Prajwal's involvement seems to be quite severe in this, and so I would think. See, we'll have to wait and see what happens to the election. If he's elected as an MP, what will be the consequences for something that has done before? Is there a law whereby he can be disqualified? I don't know. We need to find out what happens if he is elected. Of course, if he is defeated, that's a different issue. When I was in Hassan, I heard that he has become quite unpopular, and his opponent was doing pretty well. So I hope, for the sake of democracy, his opponent wins there, and this fellow faces the law, without becoming a so-called lawmaker. I mean, that will be some travesty of justice if he becomes a lawmaker. But anyway, that aside, I think, as you're asking about the impact on JDS, I think it will be in very, very, very big trouble. I thought, this was a alliance with the BJP would give them a shot in the arm after, losing these assembly elections very badly. They were completely down and out, and, they were looking for some kind of a way to come back. So that is where, alliance with the BJP did, help them. And I think the Prime Minister was gracious enough to give them 3 seats, and including one for Kumaraswamy. And Kumaraswamy, when I went to Mandya, I saw he was doing well. He was getting very good response. And from what I had seen about 10 months ago, 11 months ago, when the assembly election happened, people seem to be coming back to Kumaraswamy. So he was getting his support base back among the Vakaligas. Now, what happens after this incident? So these are the implications that the JDS will have to think about. because
Hmm.
this is something a member of the family has done. It's not some
Yes,
outsider. It is, one of the
absolutely.
members of the family was done, and the patriarch himself is around, and he has not condemned it. And I wish Mr. Deve Gowda also comes out and condemns it in the strongest terms. See,
Right.
they need to repent for what has happened. It is not just Prajwal Revanna. It's a family which is around, and they need to show that we are not showing any mercy. We are not trying to protect it. The
Right.
law will take its course, but they need to show to the society that we don't approve it. So that message
Hmm.
has to come very, very clearly from the family.
Right. So, on the same lines, Sagay, a lot of the voters for JDS come from the rural background, from the villages. And when such videos are circulated, it goes around in the mobile. Saying is that uh, the rural vote bank, the Lokaliga vote bank that is there, they will always remain true to the Gowda family. But when you see such videos being circulated, and especially when there are charges like molestation or rape or POXO case involved. Is this a step too far for the vote bank to remain loyal to the JDS?
See, as of now, it will have an impact. Probably if we have an election, probably next 3-4 months, it will have an impact. But if he goes behind bars and if he comes out, who may know? He might be welcomed as a hero. We have seen in the past that people who have
Yes.
gone behind bars, who have come back, have been treated differently, irrespective of their crimes, and probably they might get sympathy votes as well. So these all different story in politics. In politics, 1+1 need not be 2. 1+1 can be 3. 1+1 can be 4. So people memories are very very short. They don't remember all these things. They quickly forget everything. Why do Kumaraswamy is getting that kind of that kind of welcome from the people of Mandya? Because they feel that he lost. Our Vakaliga leader has been lost. So they feel that they have to give vote for him. They have to give a chance for him. So that is the sentiment of the people. People in old Mysuru region, the sentiment of them is totally different from the people of other parts of Karnataka. And they understand politics very well. They understand their community politics very well. And probably that is one of the reasons that they want to give that kind of support for Kumaraswamy. As Ramakrishna sir said that when he went to Mandya, he has seen the kind of the response that Kumaraswamy was getting. We have seen the opinion or public opinion that every third person used to take the name of Kumaraswamy, saying that he is going to vote for him. So probably it might be a cakewalk for him. Probably now or probably in the next 1 month or 2 months, if people will be upset over this particular issue, thereafter they have their own reasons, they have their own excuse, they have their own reasons for them to show sympathy towards anybody, whether it is Revanna or Prajwal Revanna. Remember, A1 is SD Revanna in this particular case. A2 is Prajwal Revanna. So, but still we are highlighting Prajwal Revanna because the videos have circulated on social media allegedly belongs to Prajwal Revanna. But the complainant has said that even Revanna used to sexually abuse them inside the house. She has mentioned he is A1 person. As I told you earlier, just like a Zamindar family, that is a kind of exploitation according to the complainant and the complaint copy. So we need to wait and watch how it is going to turn around and politically how it is going to have an impact on the family members.
Right. So stay on with us. The other question that I want to ask you is this pen drive politics, these politics, the sleaze CDs have become very common in Karnataka now. And Kumaraswamy has been instigating time and again, hasn't he? In the past, talking about I have some document, I have some pen drive, I have some CD against some others, and this time again, he's pointing fingers at DK Shivakumar for being the person who leaked the videos. What do you make of this allegation that Congress may be involved in this whole thing?
So these are all drives taken by the politicians or activists on social media. But if you notice, politics is totally different. That the calculation is quite clear. The allegations from HD Kumaraswamy is quite clear that he is targeting his family member and his party. And who are the leaders? He is talking about SD Deve Gowda, SD Kumaraswamy, SD Revanna. So these are the top leaders. And which community they belong to? They belong to Vakaliga community. So they feel that if PK Shivakumar decimate the Gowda family, he can be the next top Vakkalika leaders in their particular community. So probably Sri Kumar Swami wants to show that he wants to get rid of Deve Gowda's family and become the next leaders, and that is the reason he's targeting them. So despite the whistleblower, Kartik Gowda has categorically mentioned that he has not given the pen drive to DK Shivakumar, claiming that he has given pen drive only to Devraje Gowda, the BJP leader. But still, S.D. Kumaraswamy is blaming DK Shivakumar. And, and these allegations comes despite him agreeing that these are old videos. Despite S.D. Revanna agreeing that these are 5-6 years old video, when they know that there is a video which is there, when they know that it was the pen drive was been leaked, and they know that their driver has taken this, when they know that they had taken a gag order, but still they are trying to play a sympathy card, saying that DK Shivakumar is the person who's trying to make politics, who's trying to target their family, and who wants to get rid of Gowda's family, the state of Karnataka, one of the strongest Vakkalika families in Karnataka. This is again a politics, because they know this is a 5-6 years old. His son has done that. They are not talking about his son doing these kind of acts, but they are only talking about who is exposing this particular crime against women.
Right. So that's the
Shankar,
thing.
I want to make a point here.
Yeah.
I think the role of both Karthik and Devraje Gowda has to be properly probed, because they seem to be people who have been involved in some way or the other.
Yeah.
The very fact that these people have given to the videos that came into their hands to given to other people, and they've been responsible for spreading it. So their intentions are not very clear. So the police, when they do the investigation, have to look into their role as well. So I think since this being such a big political issue, it cannot be just left to the state government, and that too the Congress government. What I'm saying is, look, the Congress party and its leaders and the Congress government have much at stake in this particular incident. So it cannot be, the investigation cannot be done under their supervision, under their control. It's very, very obvious, because if the police officers have to conduct the investigation under their control, under their supervision, or as per their orders, then it becomes not so clean. So I think whether Revanna and his family or Kumaraswamy will be justified in going to the High Court and say, look, we want an SIT constituted by the High Court, because it has to be an independent investigative body. Now, this is a incident which has so much of political ramifications across the state, across the parties, and it has to be not only an investigation free from all kinds of biases, all kinds of influences. It has to be shown to the public that it has been done, without any kind of interference.
Right. My final question to you, Mr. Ramakrishna Upadhya, is that, like you said, this incident will have big political ramifications, but none bigger than the alliance with the BJP. Now, JDS is known for having an alliance and breaking up with both the BJP and the Congress, but this time, when the Modi government is fighting and saying that they are looking to project a clean image going into these elections, we've already seen them removing the people who are who basically propagate hate speech. For example, we have Anand Kumar Hegde and Nalin Kumar Katil who've been removed. Now, with such an incident coming to the fore, will they have to take a hard stand? Will they continue to wait and see what the SIT probe finds, and then decide on an alliance? And if they do decide to end it with the JDS, what does it mean for this regional party?
Well, I think it will be very, very difficult for the BJP to continue this alliance as it is, because it is their reputation is also at stake. Because see, you can't have an ally who is indulging in this kind of. So I'm sure the Prime Minister and the Home Minister will take a call on this, and probably first victim of this so-called probably victim is the Kumaraswamy. You see, he was, everybody thought that if he wins this election, he could become a union minister in the Modi cabinet. But probably it won't happen now if, if this investigation is on and it goes on for a few months or maybe a couple of years. I don't know, whatever it is. But Kumar Swamy will have to, pay a price for what has happened. And it will have an impact on the JDS as well. And so BJP will definitely have second thoughts about this alliance. They may not take immediate precipitate action, but I'm sure some kind of action will happen.
Right. So thank you so much, Mr. Ramakrishna Upadhya, for joining us on this discussion on India Today SoSouth. This incident of Prajwal Revanna's pen drive could basically have big political ramifications, and the BJP could also look to end ties with the JDS, and what it could mean for the party, that we'll know in the future. But for now, thank you for joining us today on India Today SoSouth.
Thank you.